shot. There's a storm coming, about to lose control of your rear plumbing. Fire in your hole. Whoa, fire in your hole. Got a cold hard grudge and revenge is the goal. Now it's time to sing the murder blues. Got your name etched into my brain and my soul. Serrano, time to pay your dues. 60,000 ways for these psychos to die. Bottle rocket up your butt and send you into the sky. Kick you off into some buildings after you as you fall. Take a power drill and skewer you into a wall. Cause there's a storm coming, bullets getting hot. Hear those guns drumming, somebody's getting shot. There's a storm coming, about to lose control of your rear plumbing. Fire in your hole. Fire in your hole. Fire in your hole. Fire in your hole. Now we stumbled on a girl named Triska, another lunatic for our crew. She keeps threatening to murder my manly bits. Lady, what the hell is wrong with you? That's right. There's a storm coming, bullets getting hot. Hear those guns drumming, somebody's getting shot. There's a storm coming, about to lose control of your rear plumbing. Fire in your hole. Whoa, fire in your hole. Fire in your hole. Fire in your hole.
This is not the end, she says. She's drenched in blood. You laugh and say, good God, are you crazy without enough heart? What's flowing like broken glass in your ears? Against all odds, it starts to make sense, and you feel away.
glow in the middle of a spinning red ring of light. She got so much soul and she don't even know it. Ain't no venom in her bite. She got everything I want in a lady and a little more. She's a cool desert island on a wave washing off the shore. She gonna teach you how to rock and roll. She gonna teach you how to rock and roll. Hey, she got a fire burning out of control. Baby's gonna teach you how to rock and roll. Yeah, she's gonna teach you how to rock and roll.
Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome to 1 to Go Studios coverage of the 2021 Season 2 North-South Racing League's ARCA Series presented by 5 Star Realty Group, J&G Hardwood Flooring, Kelly's Custom Engraving, and Track Time Entertainment. Tonight we bring you coverage of Round 9 live from the Milwaukee Mile in West Ellis, Wisconsin. I'm Harold Darner for 1 to Go Studios. Thank you for tuning in tonight. The guys are out there currently finishing practice, heading out to qualifying. As you're looking down at the starter line there, it looks like Matt Doula is going to be the first one to jump out. Looks like we have below the 26 drivers, so we will go right into the feature event tonight without a LCQ. For the Tiny Horse 125. 125 laps, it will invert up to the top 10. Else will get in on time, positioned on time. And we're watching Matt Doula take it around the mile track here. All right, tonight there are 2 sets of tires, fuel, one green, white checker, DQ at 14X could be a disqualification. Fast lap was Kevin Barrett Jr. So Matt Dooley, he's currently in the 4th spot. Jeff Mathis there taken to the line. Last week we were in Talladega, had a lot of drivers hit the 14X limit. So we have, looks like a list of 9 cars going back after the field is set. Right now, Adam Gable was our winner at Talladega last week. That's the number 12 ride. Right there, finishing up his laps. He'll currently be in the 8th spot. Well, North leads the South by 79, and with that, let's check out the standings. There's the 5-Star Realty Group ARCA Series Championship points. Brian Tiny Horse Johnson leading the way. His 2 wins, followed by Justin Grosser, Chuck Sweeting, Kevin Barrett Jr., Brian Holman, JD Rich, Jared Mogard, Marshall Johnson, Matt Dula, and Travis Hoffer are your top 10 drivers looking for that championship for the 5-Star Realty Group ARCA Series. We're currently at Milwaukee Mine. Live Travel World weather for the Tiny Horse 125. The clear sky, 78 degrees temp. Track temp 118, so a little bit slippery tonight. The daytime conditions here at Milwaukee. Relative humidity is 63. The winds are coming out of the northwest at 10 miles an hour. Check out Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. Enter into their sweepstakes to win yourself a vacation. And, check out Lottie'sTravelWorld.com and get with them for any vacation needs you may have. All right, getting these guys set here. Looks like 20 drivers are registered. So like I said, we'll go right into the warm-up followed by the feature event, which is 125 lap with a 10 driver inversion. The Hard Charger is presented by the Track Time Entertainment. And this award is earned by a driver who has gained the most positions in a race. And a picture of their car is taken and posted to the Facebook page with its own write-up to highlight the accomplishment. Not only has Track Time Entertainment picked up the weekly Hard Charger, but they are offering our drivers a discount as well. Track Time Entertainment is located in Texas and builds custom driving simulators with a personal touch. Rigs are fully customizable with color options and utilize 80/20 US extruded aluminum. These rigs offer a wide range of adjustability as well as different options for wheels, shifters, and keyboards. The possibilities are endless. If you can dream it, Track Time Entertainment can build it for you. And this is the end of qualifying. So the guys are now going to have about a 5-minute warm-up. We're going to take a check at the results. Ryan Johnson, the fastest car. Grosser, Barrett Jr., Apel, Eastman, Smith, Loveridge, JD Rich, and Marshall Johnson. These can be inverted all the way down to putting Marshall on the top, but it is a random to the 10th position. So the back half of the grid will be set by the next drivers. Adam Gable will be 11th and Cross 12th. Will be row 6. Row 7 will be Mathis and White. Row 8 will be Toski and Schultz. 9 will be Travis Hoffler and Kirk Saggart. And row 10 will be James Grimm and Josh Nelms. We'll get with the grid soon. Kathy Joe checking in, because good luck to the guys. And Lori Dula checking in for Matt Dula. Ryan Johnson sliding it around there, but has the fastest time here in the warm-up. Adam Gable, and he was last week's winner, and he will be going back to the back of the line. The South Racing League does that to but to make it harder to go 2 in a row. And the starting lineup tonight will be presented by 5-Star Realty Group. 5-Star Realty Group is located on the Emerald Coast in beautiful Panama City, Florida. 5-Star Realty Group has years of experience in residential properties, investment opportunities, vacation rentals, and commercial properties, and looks forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. About 2 minutes left in happy hour. A little contact there between 33 and 88. They're going to have to go to their backup cars. White and Johnson. Milwaukee Mile is a north track, so the south will be looking for that extra $25. We'll look at that on our sponsor board. Bottom right hand area. Top part will turn gray when the south driver has the track. Blue as it is right now with Ryan Johnson leading the way. Tiny Horse 125 here from Milwaukee Mile. Thank to all of our sponsors. J&G Hardwood Flooring, they're a small family-owned business which started in 2005. They're located in Christiana, Tennessee, and serves all of Middle Tennessee. Owners Josh and Brandon Kwasinski have a combined 35 years of experience to serve all of your flooring needs, from new construction, remodels, or even small repairs. For estimates and scheduling, call 615-904-2218. Onboard cameras are provided by Kelly's Custom Engraving. Kelly's Custom Engraving is a locally owned and operated business in Beulaville, North Carolina, specializing in custom engraving of wood, leather, glass, acrylics, and many more materials. Be sure to like and follow their Facebook page to view all their amazing products and place your order. And also give the North-South Racing League. You see the plaques that have been made for the showdown events that they make right there at Kelly's Customs Engraving. So we are getting ready to hit the grid now. Check out our grid. So Marshall Johnson and JD Rich will be the front two. Looks like we've inverted our 10 we've all the way 10 inversion. So Marshall Johnson and JD Rich will start up front. Second row is Shane Loveridge and Luke Smith. Will Eastman and Matt Dula in the third row. Fourth row, Jared Apel and Kevin Barrett Jr. Row number 5 is Justin Grosser and Ryan Johnson. Those are your top two on time. Adam Gable and Jonathan Cross will be row 6. Row 7, Jeff Mathis and Justin White. Row number 8, Joe Watoski and George Schultz. Travis Hoffler and Kirk Saggart will be in row 9. Row 10, James Grimm and Josh Nelms. Here we have several drivers will be going to the back of the field. We wish you EOLs at the rollout here. So that was the starting order. Some of these drivers will be sent back based on they were X'd out, which is 14 incidents or more. And if they look like, as in Adam Gable's position, was the winner from last week. So Johnson and JD Rich will start in the front here. We're waiting for the pace car to take off there, and there they are. Here we go, starting off now with Marshall Johnson and JD Rich leading us into turn number 1. Lap 1 of 125 here tonight. In the afternoon conditions here at the Milwaukee Mile, the flat track here. Wisconsin State Fairgrounds area. We see JD Rich has a slight edge over the number 33 of Marshall Johnson. coming down the front stretch. Looks like the 61 will lead the first lap. For 99 of Will Eastman is moving up into the picture in the third spot. He's our first North driver with Jared Apel and Matt Dula with them. So 3 of the North drivers looking to advance themselves up into the top spot as the caution is out. Let's see if we can find us a quick replay here. 12 and the 77, little issue there. Oh, and then the 12 and the 88 made contact, so the 12 will be issued the EOL. That contact with the number 88 car, Justin White. Adam Gable being sent back for contact with the 88. No fast repairs in the North-South Racing League. So these guys that had any kind of damage are going to have to come down pit lane and try to work it out. Will Cooper saying, let's go to Matt Dula. And Randy Gay saying, how do I put money on Team Dula? I don't know. I don't know what the odds are in Vegas right now. And Robbie Clamby's checking in and says, good luck to everyone. Well, yeah, a lot of people in the house at the North-South Racing League's Facebook Live page. Got Kathy, Joe, and April showing up over there in the One to Go studios on our Facebook Live page. But we're going to get back to green flags momentarily. And that was our first caution of the night. Takers for pit lane were Shane Loveridge and Adam Gable. Justin White and Kurt Saggart are still on pit lane. There's the 88 and the 40. Both of those drivers were issued 4Xs, as well as Adam Gable. So Shane Loveridge, I'm not sure why he came down pit lane, other than the fact he might just put a splash in there. But you have a limited amount of tires to take, so that's probably not what they would have done early for that. So 19 drivers currently on the racetrack that are registered. And 2 coming out of the pits, that's White and Saggart. So everybody on the raceway, 17 cars on the lead lap, 2 a lap down. As the South is leading the way with JD Rich and Marshall on his outside. And we're waiting for the pace car to hook his left and get ready to go back to green flags. There he goes. Flags in the air. JD Rich going to bring him to the line. 33 of Marshall Johnson. And a heck of a jump there. You see him way up the racetrack though, as JD Rich being followed in hot pursuit by Will Eastman. 51 and Jared Apel right there with him. So Eastman and Apel with Dula and Grosser are all trying to catch JD Rich. JD Rich fastest time 31.864. JD Rich continuing to lead the guys down the racetrack here as we're working the end of lap number 7 and looking at 33 being pushed to the outside. Everyone's getting around him pretty easily. Will Eastman in the number 99, now the fastest car. Keep in mind Shane Loveridge Down to up to Josh Nelms. This is the battle around the 8th spot where you see Marshall Johnson. There's Joe Witowski in the number 24 do-it-yourself. Being followed pretty closely by Cross. Loop around 12th. Jared Apel in the 51, now the fastest car. We're back up to Apel, who's taking over the 2nd spot. And Will Eastman. They're working in the turn number 3. Dula right there as well, and Justin Grosser and Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson moving into the 6th spot. And getting all the way in 10th. Apel going down low, below JD Rich, keeping it right on that line, all the way around the racetrack, and they're trying to take over the top spot. Stretch, they're pretty even, heading into turn number 3. Apel with a significant lead entering the corner. And look at him just slide off of here and take over the lead for the North. JD Rich sliding out of turn 4. New race leader Jared Apel from the North. North has control of the North track. Apel Dula now moving up into the 2nd spot. Will Eastman and Tiny Horse all on that bottom line. For JD Rich going backwards on the top side. Apel, Dula, Eastman, Johnson, and JD Rich, your top 5. We're down 12 laps to the 125, about 10% done. Jared Apel starting to gap the field almost a half a second over Matt Dula and Eastman. And Ryan Johnson up into the 4th spot. He started in 10th from the inversion, but was the fastest car in qualifying and practice. Don Rooney checking in. Good luck to the Tiny Horse. He's there in that tie-dye 3 in the 4th spot. I'm checking in on the North-South Racing League's page. $16 laps done of the 125. Johnson looking to get around Eastman as the North controls the top 4 spots with JD Rich, the lone South driver. Actually, now, sorry, scratch that. It's him and Barrett Jr. swapping 5th and 6th. As Kevin Barrett Jr. now up into the 5th spot. He's now the lone driver, South driver in the top 5. Tiny Horse down underneath Eastman. Going to catch up to Dula in front of him as he moves up to the top 3 now. working lap 18 of the 125. The number 3 car there in the middle of your screen. You have Eastman and Barrett behind him. And Dula and Apel in front. You see him catching up to Dula in the 17 car. Apel's got about a half a second lead over Dula. Johnson is right there on Dula's back rib. Johnson and Dula. That's the fight for second. The 51 of Jared Apel leading us in the top spot. The North still controls the top 4 spots, with Kevin Barrett Jr. in the 5th position, being the lone South car in the top 5, actually top 6. Tiny Horse going around Matt Dula entering turn 3. There's Eastman being followed by Kevin Barrett Jr. Eastman and Barrett. They're looking to get around that number 99, and Justin Grosser catching up here. As JD Rich continues to slide back, he's now in the 7th position. Marcel Johnson has slid all the way back to 15th from the front. He was leading the event with the green flag. Barrett Jr. moved up into the 4th spot. So that lone South car into the 4th position, surrounded by the North drivers. Approaching 20% down. Catching up about finishing lap 24 with 125 of the laps, which would be the same in distance. This is a 1 mile raceway. A lot different than Dover. This is a flat racetrack, causing the drivers to deal with more type short track racing, even as wide as the track is. Back here with Joe Witowski in the 24. This is for the 10th. And he's got Jonathan Cross right on him. So 25 laps down, 100 to go. Cross and Witowski continue to fight for the 10th spot. Looks like Adam Gable, last week's race winner, and number 12 is catching up to them. 124 still in the 10th spot. And they're getting closer to the number 8 of Jeff Mathis, who's up there with Luke Smith. As Joe's starting to get ever so close to those guys. Had an early caution, but since then has been green. A couple of drivers come down for a splash of fuel. Here, the number 8 down below the 39 of Luke Smith. Ooh. The 24, they had nowhere to go. Was able to keep it off the 39 as he dives underneath. Entering in turn number 1. Right up along that apron. There's the 12 of Adam Gable coming with him. 39, losing a couple spots. That's Luke Smith. 12 of Adam Gable getting underneath him as well. Garrett April continues to lead the way here, 30 laps of the 125. About a quarter of the way through the race. And Ryan Johnson falling off 7/10 behind Jared April. We've been able to close up to him after we got around Matt Dula. Matt Dula back 1.6 behind April. And Gable getting around the number 24. It's the 12. Stay here with Joe Witowski, who's in the 10th spot. Jonathan Cross and Luke Smith behind him. Dawn showing that Ryan Johnson is up coming from the 10th spot, moving all the way up to second. A half a second behind Jared April. Ryan was the fastest qualifying car. We inverted 10. That's how he got all the way back there. North has control of the Tiny Horse 125 here at the Milwaukee Mile. Afternoon conditions on the racetrack for tonight's race at the Milwaukee Mile. The North-South Racing League guys looking at Jonathan Cross. Two sets of tires, that's all they've got sitting in pit lane. Put as much fuel in the car they want, but they're limited to those two sets of tires. They wanted to add two more to go, so they're going to have to do strategy and think about when they want to use those tires. Fall off so far about 7/10. And we've been on the racetrack about 32 laps. So this set of green flag conditions from about 32 laps. Smith under Kowski. Give him the spot. Leaders catching up to number 77 of George Schultz. Looking to get around him there. He gets underneath him. The Tiny Horse right behind him. They allowed Ryan Johnson to close the gap on race leader Jared April. George Schultz disappeared on this. Not sure what happened. And Justin White has manually disconnected. So April and Johnson, the 1-2 here. Looking lap 40 of the 125. A little shy of 1/3 down of our one caution. As you're watching April and Johnson, almost a 4-second lead over the rest of the field. Johnson closing in on April as we're getting into lap traffic. That's the 33 of Marshall Johnson in front of them. He started on the pole position after the inversion. And George Schultz, the 77, who we did see disappear, is shown as a disconnection packet loss, so that's a computer issue that he's having. April diving low with Tiny Horse with him. Johnson will stay high out of the racing group. And Marshall Johnson down a lap now. Two of the 125 complete now. They were getting April catching up to Josh Nelms. That number 01. The April down low. They're doing Johnson with him. 01 goes high out of the racing group on the surface of the track. They'll slide in right behind the second car of Ryan Johnson. At least 14 cars on the lead lap. Continuing here is Jared April and Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. 4.5 second lead over Matt Dula. Which the closest battle on the racetrack is here for first. And they're catching up to the end of the line here. The next driver looking is Travis Hoffler, the number 20. If you have 45 laps on these tires with this fuel set, April underneath the 20 with the 3 right behind him. But the North has the top 3 positions, then Barrett, then the next 3 North with J.D. Rich and Mathis 8th and 9th, and Jonathan Cross, another North driver, rolls out the top 10. Continuing running through here. Lap 47 down. Starting at 48th lap. The Tiny Horse set up for an inside pass. Not quite able to catch to the back deck just yet of the 51. Trying a wide arc with a late exit. He's sliding the nose pad there. All right, Johnson now with the attack of the inside of the 51. Johnson has the lead in the corner, and he's going to get past Jared Apel for the lead. So Brian Johnson leading for the first time tonight. Had the fastest car. You see both the cars sliding a little bit in turn number 4. Robin check it in. Zoom, zoom, Ryan as he gets to the top spot. Pit stop for Josh Nelms. Josh is on pit road, so is Joe Witowski. So some of the drivers have elected to come down the pit lane. Eastman, J.D. Rich. Some drivers have elected to come down around lap 50. So Will Eastman now has the fastest car, 31.036, as he went and changed tires and fuel. And the number 99 ride showing down 1 lap to race leader Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson leading in front of Jared Apel by about 4/10 now. And Matt Dula about 5 seconds behind race leader with Kevin Barrett with him. And it's Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson and Jared Apel as are continuing to lap the drivers. The number 72, latest one to be passed for a lap. Luke Smith, the number 39, is the driver just in front of them now. Will Eastman putting up another fast time at 30.9. .54 of 125 is looking at Jonathan Cross, back to Apel. Matt Dula now having Kevin Barrett Jr. on him as he's dealing with the lap traffic. Dula underneath Travis Hoffler, his lap car, in the 09. Looking on the inside, he backs out. Trying to force a 3 wide this early. 54 of 125 as you see the 09 of Kevin Barrett Jr. Had some speed there. He's trying to figure out a way to get around Matt Dula. That's your battle for third. You look at Hoffler as he's being lapped now by the number 99, Will Eastman. Will Eastman is a lap down. He's the first car down a lap. Keep an eye on him. April and Johnson continue to march up front. A 3/10 separate the leader in the 51 of Jared April. .57 of the 125 finished here. Johnson, your race leader with Jared April, followed by Matt Dula, your top three. Barrett, the sole South driver, in the top five. They have 2 drivers out, so 17 drivers still putting down laps. The top 9 on the lead lap, first car lap down, is Wilt Eastman, the number 99. Ryan Johnson continuing to keep his lead out in front of Jared April. And the two of them have a 7.5 second lead over third and fourth. Jonathan Cross coming down pit lane now. His first pit stop here at lap 61. Luke Smith, number 39, is the last car on the lead lap, currently 27 seconds behind the race leader. The race leader has been putting in 32-second laps. He's about 5 seconds ahead of the race leader, as we see the two of them continuing to dominate here at the Milwaukee Mile. 51 looking at trying to get back in front of the 3, as he's right there on the back of Ryan Johnson. Cross flags being shown to Ryan Johnson here. He crossed the line there, halfway in tonight's event. April trying to set up Johnson for a pass. Not enough just yet for it. Might use the lap traffic that's in front of him to help out. A little loose coming off the corners is the number 3 car, with April right behind him. Matt Dula come down as well. So Johnson, April, Barrett Jr., and Grosser have yet to pit at all. Abbott Gable now in the 5th spot. He pitted in that first caution we had with only 2 laps in. The other guys are getting around number 33. That puts him down a 2nd lap. Johnson and April continuing to go through tail end of the cars here on the lead lap. This is their next praise, the 39 of Luke Smith. April is pushing the 3 around the racetrack right now. Six of the 125 have been completed. As you're watching the race leaders, the 3 and the 51. We'll take this as time to run through the field. Race leader Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. And right there next to him is Jared Aples. He's trying to get the lead back. He's in the second spot. Looks like there might be a switch in the leader right here, as Jared Apel takes back over the lead. Justin Grosser in the third spot, number 38. Adam Gable, last week's winner in the number 12 Ford Performance Motorcraft car, in the fourth spot. Luke Smith in his Goodwrench, 39, currently in fifth. Will Eastman, he's down a lap in the Exalta, 99. Matt Dula is in the seventh spot in his 17 Ricker Trucking Company car. JD Rich in his DTA 61 is in 8th. 9th is Shane Loveridge. 10th, Jonathan Cross from the Checkered Flag Network. Jeff Mathis in the number 8, and that's the 5-Star Realty Group. Great scheme. As you see, April trying to get around the outside of the 8, and 8 having that. Josh Nelms, the 01, is in the 10th spot. 40 of Kurt Sager is in 13th. Joe Witowski in the 24 is 14th. Travis Hoppler currently being shown 15th in the 20th. And Marshall Johnson, 3 laps down in the 16th position, is the last driver that's on the racetrack. Like Kevin Barrett Jr. has disconnected. And the number 09, he was actually the top running South car. So not sure what happened there. Is the top now the top 7 are all North drivers. So Dula looking to get around Eastman. This will be for the lucky dog spot. As the number 99 is on the high side, Dula on the inside. You guys are a lap down to the race leaders we saw just in front of them. .71 of the 125 left of 50, a little bit more than 50 laps to go here. Dula now got around Will Eastman. He is the highest running lap car, so he's in the lucky dog spot. I thought I just saw the 1-2 group in front of him. As Johnson now falling off about 4 tenths behind race leader Jared April. And they're 15 seconds ahead of Justin Grosser and 22 ahead of Gable. There with a 33. You see there that Dula is the 5th spot, is a lap down, but he's 3rd behind these guys here, trying to get his lap back the hard way. As you can see, we're closing in on Tiny Horse. Drivers have not pitted April, Johnson, and Grosser. And Gable pretty much the same. He pitted early. As April and Johnson now come down the pit lane together, it'll allow Matt Dula to get his lap back. So currently being shown in the lead is Justin Grosser, who has yet to pit tonight in the lead. And Adam Gable right behind is 7.2 seconds behind him, and Adam has yet to pit on this cycle. And Jared Apel, Ryan Johnson, both of them just came off of pit road. Fresh tires and fuel. I assume they could go the distance. Grosser continuing to lead. He is on 76 laps, 77 now on that car. He's showing how much fuel, how much distance he can get. Jared Apel, fastest car, 30.829. Those are leading at 77 of the 125. Jared Apel fastest, 30.7 now, which was very similar to qualifying times. With Tiny Horse Johnson was a 30.6, and he was our fastest car in qualifying. Ryan Johnson now 30.660, which is actually faster than his qualifying time. Justin Grosser continuing to lead the way as Apel and Johnson are cutting into his lead, about 6.5 seconds now. So about what turns 3 and 4 difference between leader Justin Grosser and Apel and Johnson. JD Rich there in the 7th position. He is the highest running South car now, with Shane Loveridge and Jeff Mathis. We've gone through green flag pit stops except for one driver, which is Justin Grosser. And 8 cars on the lead lap. Jonathan Cross, the last car on the lead lap. First car a lap down is Shane Loveridge in the 72. Coming up on 40 to go here. As you see Tiny Horse now working underneath the 51. Trying to regain the lead. He crossed there, working the 40. Grosser continuing to lead there with the 40. Right in front of him. The 40's lap is the last car on 1 lap down. Now he's 2 laps down. You see it? Shane Loveridge, the first car a lap down. He's just in front of number 3 of Tiny Horse Johnson. He gets out of the way. Gets them on by. All right, Johnson has caught Justin Grosser. This will be for the lead. As the 3 gets underneath him, the 51 goes with him. And Justin Grosser has yet to pit, though. As we have 40 laps left in tonight's race. Garrett Apel working on the inside, trying to get around the number 3 car to regain the lead. Johnson leading lap number 86 of the 125. Like Shane Lover's coming down pit lane now. His second stop. We just caught the back of the number 10. It is Jonathan Cross. He's the last car leading scored on the lead lap right now as he goes around the 24. Johnson looking on the inside of the 10. Put him a lap down. Got Jared Apel with him. Continuing to tick the laps away. 30 seconds a lap roughly. 30-31. Justin Grosser came down pit lane. He'll be down a lap in the 8th spot currently. There's Matt Dula still in the 3rd spot after the green stop. Six cars being scored on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is JD Rich in the 61. Adam Gable down pit lane now. Ryan Johnson looking in front of Jared Apel. So 1-2 and now the lap down. That's Justin Grosser. And he's going to try to get around these guys to get himself back on the lead lap. Justin Grosser, the first car lap down in the 6th spot. 38 gets around the 51, looks like here. He's going to try to chase down Tiny Horse to get his lap back the hard way. They go under green flag conditions. Been under green flag since the 5th lap of the race. Shane Loveridge calling it quits in 16th spot. So 15 drivers left. Justin Grosser on the inside does number 3. With his lap back as Tiny Horse will just tuck in right behind Justin Grosser. And the 51 have a 12-second lead over Matt Dula, and it's another 8 seconds back to Will Eastman, and 6 after that to JD Rich. Justin Grosser's 30 seconds, so he's just in front of Tiny Horse there on the tail end of the lead lap. 30 laps remaining in tonight's event here at Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Mile. In West Ellis, Fairgrounds in Wisconsin. Chance here, we'll look at our biggest movers for the day. Right there's Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson up 9 spots, as well as Josh Nelms. Jared Apel up 5 positions. Only 6 cars on the lead lap. Justin Grosser's the last car on the lead lap. Jonathan Cross in the lucky dog position, currently in 7th. Johnson extending his lead out by 0.8 over Jared Apel. You have the lap traffic again. JD Rich is on the tail end of the lead lap here in the 6th spot. Working lap number 99 here. As laps are winding down in the 125 lap, 125 miles of the Milwaukee Mile. There's Jared Apel. He's 1.2 seconds behind Tiny Horse. There's the 12 and the 39. The 12 is Adam Gable. He's a lap down. As well as the number 8 of Jeff Mathis. Leading lap 100 here, so we have 25 laps remaining. If you just started to join us here, either in the North-South Racing League's Facebook Live or any of the Wendigo Studios stream, we welcome you to the stream. Type in something, let us know that you're watching. The drivers do go back and watch this after, and we see the 12 back off the 8 there. And they were getting kind of close to one another. That is for position for the 8th spot. Around the 0-1 of Nelms. 24. And Joe Witowski's 2 laps down as dressed in front of these guys a lap back, 8 and 12. Freaking 3 down, 22 to go here. As Johnson is leading the way, 1.2 seconds over Jared Apel. We're watching the battles further back in the racetrack, 39-01. You see Matt Dula, he's the third spot car in this traffic. He's going to get around the traffic to catch up to Jared Apel. 16 seconds off of the leaders right now. Leaders about 1.3 seconds slower than their fast laps. We're going to Matt Dula as he's working his way around lap traffic. Leader is still Ryan Johnson. We have 20 laps left. Matt Dula still working around the traffic. A little bit of a hard time getting around these guys. Then we lose to the leaders by 3/10 as he's dealing with the traffic. Thin out for him. He might be able to get around these guys relatively easy now. They're a single file. Number 8 of Jeff Mathis on the pit lane. Johnson working the lap traffic. That's the 33 of Marshall Johnson. .108, 125 down. 17 laps to go. Race leader is Ryan Johnson. He just continues to march away from Jared Apel. .15 laps remaining in tonight's event. Johnson leading the way. About a second over Jared Apel. That's your 1-2. 17 seconds back to Dula. And 27 seconds Grosser and Eastman. That's your top 5. Here in the Tiny Horse 125 at the Milwaukee Mile. Big difference in last week's race to Talladega. We had lots of incident points and a lot of craziness going on towards the end of the run. only incident points given out tonight to 3 drivers. Everyone else with zeros. It'll be a good points race for just about everybody who came out tonight. Johnson finishing up lap 113. So 12 laps remaining. Next week we'll be at Richmond on the 24th for round number 10. A chance to check out One to Go Studios. We'll be presenting the Wilder Graphics Cup cars tomorrow night, Kansas. And we have the Extreme Motorsports 99 Rick's Hot Sauce late models on Sunday night. You can check this out on Extreme Motorsports 99 Twitch page Sunday night. 8:30 start for both of those races on Friday night and Sunday night. Nine laps remaining for Tiny Horse. As he continues to work and lapping people here, he's going to catch up to Will Eastman in number 99. That car is currently being scored in the 5th spot on the lead lap. Jared April 1 second behind Tiny Horse. And then start working and getting closer to the number 3 if he's going to have a shot to try to win this thing at the end. Johnson diving low underneath the number 99 as he's on that inside groove. He makes it a pass stick. 99 up to the wall. He completes the crossover move. He crosses the stripe to end 117. 8 laps left. Johnson in front of Apel by 0.8 seconds with Eastman in between the two of them. Eastman rolls out of the way, allows Jared Apel to get around him. It can be a battle for the top spot. 0.8 the separation now. Six laps to go here to Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson is tie-dye number 3. The Goodwrench GM car. As we're winding out the end of this race. I'll come by this time to 5 to go. In the back stretch. Come around the signal man, the flag man giving the 5 to go signal to the number 3 car. And there's 5 laps remaining in the race tonight. And you get an opportunity to check out our sponsors' pages. Give them some likes, some shares. Good job in making sure that you get to see this event live. Any of the services that the sponsors provide, we would be very grateful for you to check them out. Send them some of your business so they can continue bringing you live coverage of these races. 4 laps to go to the number 3 as Jared April has closed within 6/10 now. Going around there, it'll be the 3 laps to go for Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. He's around the number 24. And Jared April now back to 8/10 behind the race leader. Slide up in front of the number 24, Witowski. Backstretch for the number 3 car with 8/10 behind him is Jared April. Flagman has the sticks out for 2 to go. As we see Tiny Horse coming off of 4, he'll get that 2 to go signal, sticks out. 2 to go as he crosses the line. Out of the backstretch. Flagman getting the white flag out for the race leader, the number 3, Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. White flag's in the air. Number 3 can see the white flag in the flagman's hand. He waves it away. The 3 getting the 1 to go. 1 to go, presented by 1 to go Studios. To the number 3 is Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. We're on our final lap. As Ryan's trying to make sure he brings that car home into the top spot. You see out of 3. Coming back around 4 to the flag. And there it is. Your race winner, number 3, Ryan Johnson, Jared April. Looks like Dula will be our 3rd place car tonight. He's some 22 seconds behind race leader Johnson. The North protects their run tonight in fashion, the top 5. We'll start pulling some drivers in for interviews. We get everybody coming down here. Johnson get his victory laps in tonight. He's doing his donuts and his reverse. While he's doing that, let's get with our standing, or our results for tonight. Before I forget, let's do our summary from J&G Hardwood Flooring. So Ryan Johnson was the fastest car leader and 1 caution for 3 laps. That was the beginning of the race. That was your J&G Hardwood Flooring race recap for the Tiny Horse 125. Results for tonight's race. Johnson, your winner. April 2nd, 3rd. Dula, Grosser, 4 on the lead lap. Eastman, Gable, Rich, Cross, and Smith a lap down. In 10th was Jeff Mathis, 2 laps down. And Witowski, Johnson, Nelms, and Sager, all 3 laps down. 4 laps down was Travis Hoffler in 15th. Shane Loveridge, Kevin Barrett Jr., who was disconnected, George Schultz, Justin White, and Grimm. Those are your 20 cars tonight here at Milwaukee Mile, West Allis in Wisconsin. I think we got everybody around now. We can get with our guys, and he's burning down yet again. Pull Matt Dula up here. Matt Dula, you're in the Boothville Herald, man. 3rd place tonight in the 17 Rickers Trucking Company car.
Yeah, like the most empty third place I've ever had in my life. I was on there on an island for like the entire race.
Like not in the pack and not up front for the battle, but third, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was just glad to be running up there kind of by myself. I knew that Jared and Ryan would have a pace that I really couldn't compete with because they're historically good here. And to be honest, I am not a huge fan of flat tracks or this track, but good run for this Ricker Trucking, Buffs Tire, Chevrolet. I'm very pleased with being able to, oh, Ryan just blew his engine. Very pleased to be able to get back here on the podium and get an interview in and rep some of my sponsors too. That's been really nice.
All right. Well, the glasses, I think you make sure you have those on because that Superman look looks pretty good on the pictures. But so is there anybody else you want to thank? It looked like you got through most of them, and we'll be going to next week to Richmond. So not a flat track, but a short track nonetheless.
Yeah, I love Richmond. I'm looking forward to that. I want to thank J&G Hardwood Flooring, 5-Star Realty Group, Kelly's Custom Engraving, of course, One to Go Studios, obviously, the administrators for putting this league on. Again, I think I say this every time that I get interviewed, but this is an awesome series with a ton of talent and really good drivers that are competing each week for the win. And so even to get a podium is, it's a huge accomplishment. So very pleased to be in here again and looking forward hopefully to getting a podium again in Richmond and hopefully getting 2 more positions one of these days.
All right. And Matt Dula, number 17, Ricker Trucking, third place tonight. We'll see you next week, man. All right, we're going to with Jared Apel. There's that 51 car on screen. Jared, man, second place tonight. And you were up there battling it out with the number 3 the whole night between the two of you guys, swapping back and forth.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun racing with Ryan, and it was a tough race. It was a long run, so my back's a little sore.
It looked like we were going to have one of those nights. We started off with a really early caution, and then you guys went green throughout the rest of the race. So that was definitely a race to watch. But they said once the two of you got up to the front, you guys didn't let go at all.
I think last year or something we raced year 2, and it was me and Ryan up front, so it was kind of the same as last year. But I think I was a little bit better this season.
Okay, well, who do you want to thank before we let you go for your podium finish in second place tonight here at the Milwaukee Mile?
North-South Racing League for putting all that stuff on. I just got a beautiful trophy in the mail from J&G Hardwoods, or Kelly's Custom Engraving, and J&G Hardwoods for sponsoring also, and Zeller Transportation and Modified Security Solutions.
All right, we're going out to Richmond next week, and hopefully we can see you back up in the booth with us after that race.
Yeah, let's hope so. Thank you.
Hey, it's Jared. Is your 51 in the second spot? See if I can find Ryan. I know we had heard that his engine had gone, so I'm going to try to... There we go. I'll slide us around so we can take a look at that car. Right there underneath the flag. Talk to him. All right, Tiny Horse, you win your event that was named after you. So I was gonna pick on you if you didn't.
Yay! Now, Jared, I knew Jared was gonna be super fast here, and we were gonna have to work and follow him and be patient. Towards the end of that first run, he started pulling away from me a little bit, and then the pit stops happened, and I think we were able to get around him right around some lap cars. But yeah, I knew Jared was going to be fast. He was going to make me work for it, and yeah, glad we could for the Tiny Horse named event.
Yeah, so, and the North protects the North track, so there'll be no $25 from you guys. You'll extend that lead. The top 5 drivers, all North drivers, actually top 6 tonight. And you got the 0X. I'm not sure. I don't have a thing for the most laps led, but You had the fastest qualifying time, the fastest car time during the race. I mean, I don't know how many more points you guys can get for bonus points.
Awesome. That's that's pretty much a perfect night. I mean, I don't think it can get any better than that. That's awesome. We needed that. I know Justin and Chuck were pretty close after our finish last week, so yeah, that helps out.
All right, we're heading to Richmond next week, and hope we can talk to you again. You got your time here. Thank who you need to for this Goodwrench Service Plus 3 car back in Victory Lane.
Yeah, all the admins at NSRL for putting all this on. They do a great job. You open the booth for broadcasting. All our sponsors, Kelly's Custom Engraving, J&G Hardwood, Check Time Entertainment, 5 Star Realty Group, Taz Motorsports, my buddy for getting me into this, girlfriend, mom, family, friends, everybody watching, and all the drivers. That was another really, really clean race tonight. So that was really cool.
All right, Ryan Johnson, your race winner for tonight. Let you get back to celebration, man, and you probably won, enough virtual points to take care of that engine that you blew up on Victory Lane.
I had to let one of them go. Every time I win in the street stocks, I'm out of fuel, so I can't do any burnout. So I had to make it extra tonight.
All right, Ryan Johnson. All right, so that was your results. Again, we'll double tap here. Johnson, your race winner. Jared Aples, second. Dula, third. And Grosser in the fourth spot. Then Will Eastman, Adam Gable, JD Rich, and Jonathan Cross with Luke Smith all a lap down. And 2 laps down was Jeff Mathis. That was your results by 5-Star Realty Group for the Tiny Horse 125 here at Milwaukee Mile in West Ellis, Wisconsin. We're heading over to Richmond next week, and until then, we'll see you at the next turn.
What an exciting race brought to you by One to Go Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Thank you to all our sponsors,